getting a handle on a couple of the ways that your opponent has a tendency to dodge really does bode well for Bjergsen. Now you can see he's focusing on the minions, trying to get the push going.
And he will find that level 2 in time. Uzi level 2 now as well. And for Bjergsen, normally you look at Zoe and you think, okay, she needs to hit the bubble, and then she can hit the paddle star, but Bjergsen has just been landing these pretty well so far. Gonna go ahead and use the bubble there as a zoning tool. Paddle star connects again. Uzi's got to be a little bit more careful about dodging away from these, Kobe. He's eating a few too many.
I mean, you can say be careful about dodging the bubbles, but the bubbles take up half of the map. I was saying, oh yeah, this map's better than Summoner's Rift for dodging the bubbles because you don't have to be in a small jungle corridor, but it still takes up about half of the corridor there, and you can see he couldn't walk back into it, so that allowed Bjergsen then to land his paddle star anyways, but you still want to dodge it because then you don't get hit with the bonus damage.
And you can see a little Zoe bubble there on the ground. It does contain Ghost. That's not something that Bjergsen can use immediately to great effect, considering Uzi is so close to the turret, you're not going to run him down in some sort of a long lane, some kind of a sprint situation, so...
With the minion, though.
How that continues to go here. Okay, a cleanse. Gonna just pick that one up, pop it to get the...
So fresh and so clean now.
Extra damage. Yep. Always feeling good. Uzi continuing to farm up. He's feeling all right, too. 21 to 24 in the CS department, so very even farm between these two. So many times in these 1v1s, you see somebody play, you either play for farm or you play for push. And both these guys seem to be playing the farm game the same as Bjergsen, looking to go in now, able to find the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Paddle Star finds its way onto Uzi, who pops the heal.
Oh!
Nearly down. Barely walks away, but he has both summoner spells remaining.
Yeah, very close right there. Uzi Bjergsen now trying to thin out the wave, see if he can look to gain control again.
And I mean, potions are such a big part of these 1v1s, right? It's like Papa Smithy said, this is laning. You are essentially just playing through an exaggerated laning phase that the jungler can't mess with. And you've got to respect the value of the potions in that. Bjergsen gonna go ahead, drop an Ignite that he picked up onto Uzi there. Battlestar trying to come back in, does manage to find him, utilizing the ulti. Nice job there on Bjergsen, giving himself that extra little bit of range, but Uzi still looks just fine, using his own potion to heal back up. But Bjergsen feeling a bit more comfortable now, has that extra reach with the ulti, but you have to remember, Zoe's ult doesn't really add a big oomph like most other champions.
Well, Kallista's ultimate has nobody...
Doesn't do anything on a one versus one.
With.
She actually just can't do anything with it. Bjergsen finds the Sleepy Trouble bubble, can't get a paddle star in time, just goes for the auto attack. Remember, once somebody does go to sleep from the bubble, the next source of damage to hit them will wake them up from the CC, but will also deal double damage up to a cap. So you gotta make sure you try to hit him while he's asleep if you can. 51 to 46 in the CS department. Bjergsen continuing to push up now, abuse the AoE on the paddle star.
Yeah, that's the #1 rule of most fights, actually. If they fall asleep while you're fighting them, get your hits in then.
Just hit them with something. It don't matter.
Easy. Regardless, though, we do have some rune information coming in now as well. And it does look like, you know, we're talking about the secondary choices. Bjergsen, once again, has gone for the biscuit delivery, as well as the futures market, where you go into debt, buy some more potions, and it gives you this amount of control that we're seeing here, where he has the extra sustain. Whereas Uzi has gone for the second wind, as well as the mirror shell this time around for the flat magic resist. You know, that's coming from the resolve tree, so gives you a bit of more sustain, but not quite as high of an impact as the extra potions.
Now you see,
Plus, he has the extra tankiness. He's really been able to kind of work through the initial scary part, but now they're walking up with the redemption found from Bjergsen.
I always have to stop for just a second and be like, wait, hold on a second, because I see the redemption. I'm like, nobody's playing a support in this game. Nobody's rushing redemption in 1 versus 1.
That's true.
And then you remember Zoe's on the map, and anything is possible. Bjergsen's still farming these up. 70 to 62 in farm, but Uzi's got a nice HP advantage for now. Steps on the trouble bubble. Bjergsen trying to make that AoE happen, does not find it, so he misses out on the sleep bonus damage.
Yep, gotta go with the footwork there. Uzi walks behind the minion.
Instant get popped!
And he takes the drink. Easy victory there.
Yep.
Calm Uzi. He knows that it's a best of 3 though. Can't get too excited.
Getting a little big for his britches, jumping in like that.
Oh, baby.
In the same matchup he used to beat Faker.
Who's the better Syndra? Uzi or Faker then?
Is Uzi So wait, if Uzi been playing since 2009, I wasn't good in 2009 like you guys were, but I've been playing since then.
I see you, Captain Flowers. All right, well, as far as the runes go, we can update you once again. Uzi, he's sticking to his Mirror Shell and Second Wind Resolve combo, whereas Bjergsen goes for the Futures Market as well as the Biscuit Delivery, and he's all about heavily drinking in the 1v1 matchup.
Gotta keep chugging those potions and going back to base. We know how Bjergsen likes to play this one. He wants to shove out, pressure Uzi, keep him under the turret, make him have to respond to the minions, and win through that sort of pressure. That's how he managed to beat Faker.
And remember, a little bit different turret damage to minions on this map, as we've seen over and over. A lot of guys have gotten used to it by now, but if the ranged minions take much damage at all, then they just get one-shot by the turrets. So you don't want to prep those yourself, just wait for the turret shot, and then you can finish it off, whereas the melee minions on Howling Abyss are very similar to ranged minions from Summoner's Rift.
You can see Uzi trying to adapt to that right now, but that turret damage you were talking about can make it very, very difficult. At that point, what do you even do as the Syndra? The minion is at half HP.
You pick it up, and you throw it in his face.
Well, what happens if you don't know to pick up the minion ability, Kobe? He doesn't have it learned yet. He's got his soccer ball kick.
Then too bad.
Well, too bad. All right, too bad. So sad.
Ring at the moment because he didn't have to go back. And Bjergsen, with that early recall, has given kind of wave pushover back to Uzi. However, the extra ability power here from his second ring might be the difference. And if you're talking about looking towards all-ins and 1v1s, the Talia would theoretically want to get that done before level 6 if he really thought it was going to come down to it.
Unfortunate skill shot placement there for Uzi, just slightly off on both of them. Bjergsen stepping back to grab his health pack. Will continue pushing up into this wave. Got a lot of work ground down, though.
Does have a lot of work ground down, gives him the extra speed. Though
a mastery, or a rune, excuse me, that you see a lot of the time on Summoner's Rift. So I think a lot of times people forget that not only does it function as a potion, it also gives you extra mana whenever you eat them. So that's going to help him as he continues to play this out and continues trying to play this shove game.
One of the most important things is, of course, dodging in the skill shot matchups here. And as we've seen, some pretty good dodges there from Bjergsen, avoiding a lot of the damage at the moment, but it doesn't really cost Uzi that much. As you can see, very high on mana.
Ooh, nice placement there from Bjergsen, but Uzi responding with some well-placed abilities of his own. Bjergsen needs to be very mindful of this if Uzi ticks level 6.
And remember, Uzi is also running the Ignite. So that will stick on him even after the barrier is going to time out if they're trying to look for that burst.
Bjergsen respecting what Uzi can do here. Uzi 3/4 of the way to level 6. Bjergsen now finding his own ultimate ready to go. But like you mentioned earlier, Toby, it doesn't do anything. You can throw the wall at him when he's backing and sort of delay him a few seconds, but outside of that, you won't get much use out of it.
Yeah, he could try and go for a back himself and then minions. So he's ensuring that they kill off more of his minions and push towards him. Now, that's a good strategy in getting a bigger CS lead if he can still get a lot of these last hits under his turret.
Right, and it also works because he's already ahead. He doesn't have to worry about little losses like that, but now Uzi's got him in a spot he might have to worry about again. Uzi not quite finding the scatter the week he's looking for there. Bjergsen sitting with a 12 CS lead over his opponent, but he's still only slightly over halfway to the goal, so quite a long way to go. And considering Uzi now has that level 6 potential, that all-in threat, Bjergsen will have to play this very, very carefully. It was his own audacity that bit him last time. He can't fall into that same trap.
Yeah, and you can see Uzi's really fishing for it. By chugging a health potion this late, making sure he's 100% health, you can see he wants to go for an all-in. He wants to get a little risky.
Seismic shove will find its mark onto Uzi. Uzi's retaliation will connect. The shove continues. Dreaded volley is there. Red team has lost half its minions, but the thing is, blue team's lost about 2/3 of theirs.
Yeah, and Bjergsen has a giant, very comfortable CS lead that he's working with. So if he can grind it out and finish this one off before Uzi gets a chance to all in.
Uzi's looking for it, though. Slightly concerning in terms of mana right now. He doesn't have enough to continue just running after Bjergsen, firing off a spell Gatling, but Bjergsen's feeling comfortable enough. On that worked ground, he's got the extra movement speed that you talked about when we mentioned earlier. Yeah, you throw less rocks, but you get hit by less orbs. It's
Exactly.
trade-off.
And it's a huge, huge benefit to the style that he's playing. if you're playing for the CS.
Uzi's looking to make it happen. There comes your exhaust onto the Syndra ulti. That's exactly the timing Bjergsen was looking for.
So one summoner down for each of them. At this point, Uzi doesn't have the extra move speed from the heal now to help him in the all-in. You know, maybe want to close some distance or something. But Bjergsen now without the exhaust for the Syndra ultimate. That could be critical if Uzi decides to actually go for it.
At the same time, though, we got to keep our eyes on that CS timer, because I was talking earlier, I was saying, look, it's barely over half. Well, it's starting to climb up there now. Bjergsen has a massive amount of minions to farm up right here, right now. He just hit 75. There's 4 more waves to go, and he's done.
Actually, that's a good point. 80 seconds left on the ultimate from Uzi, so there's not going to be time for it. And Bjergsen, it looks like he has really done his homework this time around. He's set up very nicely to try and take a CS victory and push it to a deciding 3rd game.
3rd and final match we could be looking at here. Bjergsen will continue to find those minions. 84
his advantage, continually backing here when the extra cannon minion for Uzi's side is going to help them push. So Uzi stays behind in CS, and he knows time is working against him.
85, 87 now. Uzi wants to control the health pack away from Bjergsen. Will do so.
15 seconds left on Uzi's ultimate, though. Syndra's ultimate will come back in time, just barely here, for another attempt at an all-in, and he has to go for it.
He's got such a small window to work with. 94 is the count for Bjergsen. 1 minion wave, should he find them all?
1 second on his ultimate, and now it's available.
All right, Bjergsen knows Uzi's got kill threat. Let's see what Uzi can do with this. We're going to make the all-in happen. Starts off with the ulti, able to find Scatter the Weak, but it does not look like this is going to work.
5.
1 melee minion died. Bjergsen still has 6 creeps alive, though. If he can kill all 6 of these, he will win the game right here. He misses out on the cannon. He misses out on range number 2. He misses out on range number 3, and range number 4 is going to elude him as well. He's still got 3 more to clear, but Uzi is so low on mana. 1 for Bjergsen. 2 more.
This is so
Uzi.
intense. Look at the player care.
Throw that minion at him, boy! Go! Bjergsen, CS victory to take us to game number 3.
Okay, so we've had the payoff now.
I'm a predictor, man. I did it.
God,
Put me on the analyst desk.
Captain Flowers from the future here.
Yeah. No, don't put me. Just defend his title, secure his crown for the 2nd year in a row. Or if Bjergsen will manage to snatch it back at the last moment. Bjergsen just hanging out right now. Not wanting to go fight the Kalista mano a mano at level 1. Rise doesn't have multiple spells to work with at this point. Only has the Overload right now, so not really going to worry about it. Just wants to hang back, not risk the health bar early.
Remember that Uzi runs press the attack here on the Kalista, so you have to really respect the chase down.
Yep.
Once he stacks it up, gets that 3 proc, makes you exposed to extra damage. Well, I guess it doesn't even have to stack her up there. It gets some nice harassment onto Bjergsen, who was just walking too close.
Just a freebie there. Bjergsen will try to farm up as good as he can. He is down in levels right now, so he doesn't want anything to do with going up towards Uzi for a fight. Uzi also having that ignite. Worth noting that he did not change summoner spells at the end this time like we saw in game number 1. So full offense here on the summoner spells. Bjergsen with exhaust and barrier, he'll be having a little bit more defensive capability for himself. Let's see how well he does farming up underneath this turret. It's going to be a bit difficult, I think.
Yeah, let's see. So none of the rain minions right now would die to 1 shot except this one on the very top. Cannon minion goes without him collecting any gold. So do the melee minions. But he's in there!
No, a turret shot onto Uzi.
Have to worry about the rend.
Very unlucky there. Bjergsen backing himself up. He actually gets the better of that trade thanks to the turret. He has an extra potion as well. Remember, starting off Dorian's Ring versus Dorian's Blade, you have 1 extra pot.
Yeah, and Uzi with a dominating CS lead here, absolutely crushing it. So Bjergsen already in the position where he's going to have to look for a spot in the game to try and get the 1v1 kill. Because Uzi, once again, on the AD carry, he's getting the minion wave control. He has a bunch of life steal.
The tables have turned this time, Kobe. Exhaust comes down. Uzi looking to continue this fight. Nope. Just ran.
That's that disengage I was talking about. The Rise can pull off. When you rune prison, you proc your passive, you get your own shield and a little bit of speed to walk away. It actually baits out a summoner spell advantage here. So Bjergsen may want to reset and then look for the all-in, or sustain off of the biscuit that has been delivered to him.
Well, he's definitely not playing for the farm victory. 14 to 34. It's just, I mean, we're only 3 minutes into the game, but it's practically a non-viable win condition at this point unless he can just start zoning Uzi completely away from participating in the game. If he's low enough HP, he'll have to get back, so let's see what he does come back with, see if he does decide to go for some sort of an all-in. Uzi taking his health back is going to make things worse.
Yeah, there's so much of an advantage to controlling the early waves. Not only can the enemy not fight you in
Bjergsen coming back now, second Dorian's Ring, Ruby Crystal, Fairy Charm. What's the City wants to do here? Likely going for that all-in against Uzi.
Prepping him with a little, prepping him with a little poke. Uzi does have plenty of life steal, as we mentioned, now with an extra Doran's blade worth of it. And once again, focus on the minions. Get them pushing in his side.
Once again, focus on the minions. Also, damage coming down onto Uzi here as I take a look at the inventories and see a very similar situation to what we saw in the past with potions. 1 for Uzi, 4 for Bjergsen. So Bjergsen's fine taking some more of these trades. Even if he loses out on them initially, he will heal up, will be in a better spot at the end of the day, but not if he keeps eating those pierces. Root down. Ooh.
That minion blocked a lot.
Yeah, that minion, that's a hero minion right there. Uzi needs to make sure he's giving that minion a pat on the back at the end of this one.
You can't prep them at all right there.
Nope.
That's what we talked about. The minions, if they've taken any damage like that, are just going to get one shot by the turret. So, once again, going to have a lot of room to work with here for Uzi. Life stealing off the minion wave, and Bjergsen is moving in!
Almost has his summoner spell back up now as well. Bjergsen going to be taken low, goes to the exhaust. Shield also proc, looking to maybe find some more. Taking Uzi very, very low. Pierce blocked by the cannon minion. Bjergsen looking for a little more damage, not quite able to find it.
Okay, this is the last health potion for Bjergsen to drink. Uzi's on a little bit low mana, but he should have enough for another rend onto Bjergsen if they get into a skirmish.
Barrier up for Bjergsen, exhaust nearly back up for Uzi. Bjergsen wanted to go for something here, able to find the root, looking for the overpower, not quite connecting, likely would have gotten the kill.
Numbers not looking too pretty for him.
Yeah, Bjergsen trying his hardest to keep Uzi away from this wave. He doesn't want to have any of his spells blocked up by these damn minions again. He just wants to get in Uzi's face and apply that signature rise damage. Don't know if he'll be able to do it though. Time is running out. 80 CS for the LPL representative. North America's.
Bjergsen's got to be careful here.
Ooh. Okay, Bjergsen going a little bit underneath the turret there. I was going to say North America's favorite only at 71, so still down 10 CS compared to his opponent, and it's going to be even more.
Yeah.
Even the announcer agrees. Blue team is nearly out of minions. Bjergsen is nearly out of time. It's time to go. Do or die.
He's just got to force him into skirmishes here, and hopefully for him, Uzi would take the fight and not focus on any sort of CS.
Bjergsen wants to look for even more, but he's not able to find the damage. And remember, you still got a Hex Drinker to burst through. Uzi's at 90. Bjergsen at 75. Continuing to try to apply the pressure, but Bjergsen's going to be taken low. It's still such a difficult fight for Bjerg to even attempt to go for. Going to get his shield on that one, continuing to farm it up. 82 for Bjerg, 93 for Uzi. We're at the point now where Bjergsen is likely going to be taken down underneath the